Welcome to the Maturity Project. I am your host, Chad Everett Bros Shears. Today's conversation is about continuing to fail up. Well, there are quite a few ways to look at this, but the simplest version of it is that when you want to make change in your life, the change you want to make won't have necessarily enough of the thought process or the mental structure necessary to facilitate long-term sustainability to the change. It takes time to build up, and with that you'll have challenges that come through your standard daily life that will test the merit of the desire of change. And with that, you continue to modify and evolve or make the things around you. So you modify and evolve the area of change to accommodate for the environment, or you will force the environment to modify and change for what you're changing in yourself. So thoughts require structures and strategies to accomplish any kind of meaningful change. Changing a habit, right? We've all heard this, and I'm sure you have. 21 days to make or break a habit. Reality is it actually takes more time. But that's at least a good starting point, because if you're taking 21 days to make a new habit or break an old one, you're challenging the structure and the strategy of thinking that you yourself have about the thing you're trying to change. So when life happens in different variations throughout the 21 days, you'll have enough that at least gives you the momentum to continue. So you can establish at least a habit of thinking that can change things. So the simple version of all of this is that if you want to make change, don't give up because you tried it and it didn't work. There's a reason why it didn't work. There's a very logical reason for it, and you can build into that. You're trying on something new. It depends on how far away from your current behaviors it is. If it's a very small tweak to your current behaviors, which is typically not marked by the concept of change, it's just typically do something a little bit different, and that's about it. Usually there's something that makes it a bit more significant that has us call it change, which is, I don't like being upset as often as I am. Well, if you think about that particular example, I don't like being upset as often as I am. You have to get into your attachments. What specifically is it that you want to accomplish? And then from there, what is it about the way you think and throughout the process that gets you to that point? If you say, well, things need to go my way 90% of the time, which we don't typically do that. We either the day went my way or it didn't, and we typically don't have any way of qualifying throughout the day how much went your way, how much didn't. It's just it either did or it didn't. Well, what if you changed that little detail and said to yourself, well, as long as I have 60% of my day go the way I want it to go, I'll have a good day. But if it gets to 50 or 45, 55, then I'm probably not going to have a good day. We got something to go by. And then when that happens and your day goes through, and then now you can actually get back and say, you know what, that 40% or 45% of the things that happened today, I can see a pattern that shows up. I also see you can start looking at the decisions you made that supported that happening. The 45% of the things you didn't want to go your way, or the 45% of the things that went a way that wasn't what you wanted it to. You can start doing something with that. See, the details are what matters. And when we dig into this, we can truly come up with details that truly do matter. We can come up with, and by the way, I didn't mean to Kamala Harris us there. Oh, God. Yeah, no word salad. I apologize about that. But yeah, if we want to make these changes, we have to start looking for the details that actually support those changes. It's not just make the declaration and all of a sudden as if, you've got the will of God behind you and the changes will be made. Even if you're from a religious perspective, God expects you to do certain things in order for you to accomplish something. It's not just because you said it, therefore, he's your servant. That's not how it works. If you were looking at it from a religious perspective, you look at it from a non-religious perspective, it's not because you're so powerful you say something then everything changes, like The Secret tries to encourage people to believe, or The Power of Attraction, or the book The Secret, the documentary, all that stuff. Oprah pushed it, all of that. I've read it, I've gone through the documentary, and the entire time I did it, I'm like, okay, I get what it's doing, and it's framing for optimism, and desirable outcomes, but there's a lot of things that are still necessary. You have to mature through the process in order to accomplish these things more frequently. So yeah, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not exactly completely against it either. I think it could be a stepping stone, but damn sure don't make that canon about the way that you behave. Don't make that a bigger piece of who you are. I would not suggest that. So, all right. So if you want to make these changes, you've got to start looking at all of the other pieces necessary. Because, hey, here's an interesting one for you. Most people think it's the lows, it's the hard times that derail you. Well, those are the ones that make it obvious that things are really needing your attention. The heights of the roller coaster, the good times, also can screw you up just as well, but we're looking for the highs. We're looking for that hit of, endorphins, that dopamine that we're really after. That's what we're after. And those good times seem to represent that. So like, you know what? Even if it got screwed up then, I still want it. It's just about maturing. That's what it's about. So that's what I got for today. It's not a long one. It's a pretty quick one. The point of it is that if you want to make some changes, you got to do the work. And it's a lot more than making a declaration. You have to consider the way you think. You have to consider the way that you strategize your thinking. I've talked about this before, and my reference for this is mental occupation. You occupy a thought, and you allow that thought to continue to gain root, to become part of a foundation of change. And if it becomes rooted well enough, then it becomes something more concrete, which now becomes more of a characteristic of yours. And it can be a reflection of, or a declaration of your character. But it's a process to get there. You don't say it, then all of a sudden it happens. There's more to it. But if you really wanted to simplify it, yeah, you say it, then it happens. If you put in the effort. Can't just say it. So, all right. That's it for today. I got more for you. I got a whole hell of a lot more for you. So the Maturity Project's all about. And I will tell you that it is a constant practice. What you see is me failing up. I'm doing what I can. I want to stay humble, but at the same time, I got to get outside of the comfort zones and continue to do things that, at times may come across as, all right, I probably wouldn't have done that myself, but it's easy to say that from the couch than it is to do it, be out on the field and playing the game. Not that I'm downing anybody that's going to say that, but at the same time, the reality is action is where, what you say becomes more powerful because your actions line up, if they do. So let's keep that all in mind. Let's fail forward and fail up together. That's the goal. Community is part of the maturity process. It's a part of the Maturity Project. It's a second area. Join in with that. Share this video with somebody in your life you actually want to make those changes with. And I'll hold it here for a second. I'll add a little something to this before I completely close the video off. And we'll call it a bonus. If you want to make change, you need to come up with the structural patterns of thinking necessary to establish that change, right? As I've mentioned in the video already. Enrolling other people in what you're up to is incredibly helpful, because if you do not enroll them, as I've mentioned in many videos prior to this, if you don't tell your community what you're up to, it is natural by nature for them to try to get you back to where they thought you were the happiest, or where they thought you were the most stable or supported. So what they do is they try to bring you back to that place. They know how to support you because they don't know anything else about what's going on. They don't know that you're tired of being screwed over. They don't know that you're tired of not achieving your goals. They don't know that you're tired of having relationships that end in an emotional catastrophe. They don't know that you're tired of it. They know that you've gone through it, most likely, if they're close to you in your community, but they don't know necessarily you're tired of it and you're taking a pro-action to change it. They don't know these things because they know who you've demonstrated yourself to be. And when you decide you're going to make change, There is the statement and the thoughts, but you still have to demonstrate it. When you demonstrate it without preparation, people think something's wrong and they try to bring you back to who you were. So they make it harder on you. And it's not because they're trying to make it harder on you. They're doing it because they care about you. And they want to see you in a place they consider your stability, because they don't know you're up to something. I don't want to belabor that any further. Just know that it is more beneficial that you enroll people that are close to you, that you hold as counsel, somebody that you consider to have a rational understanding of your life, not just all of life, just at least your life, because those are the people that are closest to us. And it's good to help them understand what you're up to. So enroll them. So if you use this video to do it, fantastic. Thank you so much for that. I do appreciate it. I know that this is not anything other than just making the referral, the suggestion to watch it so that maybe it's another subscriber, whoever, or sees, if nothing else, just the benefit of what this education offers. Thank you for that. But I promise you, if you enroll other people, your life will get easier if you enroll them the right way. And there's a process to that, and I promise you I will teach you that process as these videos go on or the courses become available, so you guys can do that as well. So get the person that you want to make a meaningful conversation and change with, and share this video with them. It's even better if you watch it together. But if not, talk about it afterwards. Make sure there's dialogue to what you witnessed on this video. Comment in the comment section as well. Help out the community. People you don't know, they do read the comments. There are actually more people than that are subscribed to this channel that watch it. You can support them by saying something that may inspire them to make some changes in their own life. Let them see that there are more people up to something here. Now, we're up to making a change in our life. Now, you're watching somebody, following somebody, you're taking inspiration, whatever it is that you see me to be doing. I'm failing up. I read regularly. I try to stay very introspective throughout my day about myself and what I do to people and how I affect the world and the kind of change that I want to see in the world. And I regularly am doing everything I can to be as fully responsible for that as possible. If you want to make a bigger difference, you can actually start just simply by picking up trash in the restroom or wherever you go and you see something that's out of order. Put order back into the reality of the life that we have. You can make a difference there. It starts there and it will grow from there. I do it everywhere I go. I pick up a little bit of trash. I do everything I can to make the environment that I'm in a little better than I exist. That's it. And the people that I engage with, I want to leave them with meaningful conversations in such a way that their life could possibly be different. I'm the guy at the gym that you don't want to just have an elevator conversation with, because probably not going to be that. So I guarantee you, actually, it will be something a little bit different. Yeah, it'll be something meaningful, I promise you. So be that guy, be that girl, be the person that you want to see this world have more of. Be that person, not the one you feel the world is just overrun with. See the beauty that you are. Share this video. Be somebody who contributes to the conversations in the comments. You could also send us an email if you're interested in any of the courses. We are currently doing the 8 days of giveaways for Christmas. It's our gift back to everyone else. I don't care if you observe Christmas or not. It is a introduction to every area of the Maturity Project that will give you enough that if nothing else, you read this first thing in the morning, it will make a difference for you. So if you're interested in that, just send me an email. I'll be happy to send you one, if not then all 8 of those. I don't care. But I don't want to overwhelm you in the way that you're not ready to practice what you get. Now, these are really simple. It's a 2-page on average. The majority of them are 2 pages. That's it. Just a document, read through it, and you say, okay, I can reposition my day to have a better day if I read these things on a daily basis. I can make my life different, and I don't need to make it a tidal wave of difference tomorrow. It's incremental change that does change your life. That's actually, in my experience, one of the best ways to do it. So with that, send me over an email, yourmaturityproject@gmail.com. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. By all means, please do. We do have a relationships course available already. If you're tired of having that crappy relationships that you've been having or done with having somebody else's and you just don't want to complain anymore, let's put some power back in your hands. You can create like an architect your relationship. So we have a relationship course that's available now. You have coaching options, all kinds of things when it comes to that, to help you have a more impactful experience and more of a desirable outcome when it comes to the relationships you're going through. And maybe the next one will be the last one. So, all right. With that, I'm Chad Everett Brochures. This is the Maturity Project. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. There's a term that I stopped using. I'm going to use it today. It's Ubuntu. Ubuntu it's an African term. I'm not sure exactly which country in the continent of Africa, and I apologize for that, but I don't recall. And what it means is, without you, there is no me. So without you, there is no me. I know there's a computer software called Ubuntu. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the actual term that's used, which is, without you, there is no me. So thank you for being a part of me. All right. Till next time, remember, we grow through what we go through. Yesterday's mistakes are for tomorrow's success. All right. Let's get up to something, shall we? Let's get up to it together. All right. We'll catch you on the next one, shall we?